one in the chat? Can I get a one in the chat, please? Let me know if you can hear me. Thank you.
Extra. This shit is hard.
2 minutes. All right, child. Peace, world, motherfucking peace. Welcome or welcome back to Goddess Dawn Speaks, aka the $1 trillion Goddess Baby, aka the Queen of Info. In case you are lost, now you know where you're at. You were once lost, but now you found, baby. You are a chosen one for being over here. So thank you so much, as always. And yeah, let's get into it. I don't have time to wait on the slow folks. Okay, you can catch the replay. If you are in the replay, appreciate you, as well as in the bushes. What up? All right, so we got some things to talk about here. And yeah, let me drop you the link, beautiful spirit. Hey, Faye. Oh, and beautiful spirit, and well, Wayne. What's going on, y'all? So here is the link. If you want to join for the Jamie Foxx talk real quick. We just watched the special. Okay. All right. So yes, please hit the like button coming in. If you're popping in and out, it'd be your best bet to stay your butt in your seat and stay tuned, okay? Because we talking about some things, talking about Jamie Foxx, we're talking about Jay-Z. There's been more fallout back and forth between his lawyer and Tony Busby, as well as possibility of a new male minor accuser criminal suit possibly also coming up for Jay-Z, a superseding indictment possible also for Diddy coming up. And as well, we're going to talk about the NFL and where their stance is at. And yeah, there's some things going on with Diddy's case too. So yeah, let's get into some things, baby. I want to get started by talking about Jamie Foxx's special, because that shit was funny. Not only was it funny, it was like being in church, honestly, but with a comedy twist to it. He definitely talked about his journey, his healing journey. Well, he talked about before, what happened right when whatever happened to him happened. He talked about his healing journey, and he mentioned Diddy a couple times. I wouldn't necessarily say he said Diddy did it, but he did question it in a funny way. And a couple hints that he dropped do kind of tell me that he may be definitely intimating that Diddy had something to do with whatever happened to him. But I'm going to do a full recap of the special later tonight. It's already scheduled and up. So you want to hit that reminder and click the bell so you get the notification. And you can go ahead and comment in that video and like that video as well. Let YouTube know that we are on the map, okay? We are in these YouTube streets and we are doing what needs to be done. So Miss Beautiful Spirit is joining to add her 2 cents to Jamie Foxx's special. Welcome.
Hello.
All right. Let them know what you think or what you thought real quick.
Oh, I very strongly recommend, if anyone that hasn't seen it, you guys should see it. To me, it was so authentic. He looks really good. I did catch a few little nuggets in there, and that he dropped that a lot of stuff like saying it without saying it, and I maybe because of this investigation, that's probably why. But it definitely was a testimony. It would take you through the emotions. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you're gonna make your hair stand up on top of the back of your neck, and to me, I think it was a beautiful story, if you ask me.
It definitely was. It was definitely a testimony. He definitely gave thanks to God all day long. He definitely also mentioned the devil, which is where Diddy kind of came into. Just let you know. Yeah. So definitely catch my recap later tonight. And I'm going to go through the full special. And for those of y'all who, for whatever reason, can't watch it, you're at work, you don't have Netflix, don't want it. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. I got your back. All right.
Yep, she does.
Okay,
I just got to do that.
All right. So that's that on that. Now I'm going to move on. I don't know if you want to hang out because I'm going to move on to other topics. So you're free to hang out.
Long as possible. No phone call has been answered or came through yet still.
So I want to move on to Jay-Z because obviously he is the hot topic right now. I'm actually, let's bring Jamie down. Bye, Jamie. We'll see you later tonight.
I emailed you.
Emailed me. Well,
I emailed you an update. Well, an article that I saw at the last minute from TMZ about Jay-Z.
Okay. I haven't seen my emails because I've been getting ready for this live. So I don't know if it's something that I'm already going to talk about. If I finish and it's something that you want to add, then we can do that.
Okay.
So I want to start with the fact that Jay-Z, they're saying, maybe added to another lawsuit regarding a minor boy. This came up. This is Megan Cunith's ex. She's the reporter who is known to be like a legal eagle reporter. And it says Jay-Z's extortion lawsuit against Tony Busby, filed before the new R-word complaint against Jay-Z, indicates there could be allegations coming from Busby beyond the 13-year-old girl. We've yet to hear anything about alleged male rape victim mentioned here. And it says plaintiff Jane Doe is the victim of a scheme by defendant Anthony G. Busby and his firm, the Busby Law Firm, who are shamelessly attempting to extort exorbitant sums from him, or else publicly file wildly false, horrific allegations against him. Defendants have threatened to unleash entirely fabricated and malicious allegations of assault, including multiple instances of rape of a minor, both male and female. Now, mind you, the male part of this we haven't seen yet. So his Jay-Z's lawyer actually put this in their complaint prior to, I think, the female one coming out. But it's the ones that mentioned it. So now everybody's wondering, well, what is this about? So if they didn't agree to the female to, paying or whatever, the mediation for the female or the male minor victim, alleged victim, then this male minor victim lawsuit may also be amended to name Jay-Z the same way the female minor lawsuit was amended just Sunday. So we're waiting to see what happens with that. There are plenty of lawsuits there's a couple with minors and there's plenty of them for the picking. Okay. So right now we don't really know, but it says the plaintiff, if he refuses to comply with their demands, these baseless accusations are nothing more than a weapon. We already read this part of him complaining. I guess some of us might have just missed the fact that they mentioned there's also a male minor that Tony Busby is saying that Jay-Z is attached to. Okay, they did it to themselves.
Yep.
Also, let's see. There's a couple of other things.
That's crazy. His own attorneys.
Yeah. Now I looked up a case that was mentioned here. This is a page on X called the Diddy docket, and they're keeping up with the case. And it says it's not clear if the male minors Diddy lawsuit named Jay-Z is not yet filed or one of the 4 already filed. So there's 4 of them that are already filed that have minors. There's a 16-year-old, 2 17-year-olds, and a 10-year-old. I remember him saying a 9-year-old at one point, but
yeah,
I don't know if that was Busby, but I looked up one of them before coming on live. That's what was taking me so long. I ended up in a rabbit hole, child, on here on X. But that male, the one from the top that says 16-year-old in 1998. And I just want to read what that says of what happened. It's not as, I would say, gruesome but as some of the ones, but it's still a violation. Let me find that real quick. Okay. So these are the allegations. This is a 16-year-old at a party. They do include a picture. And it says the allegations are as follows. Mr. Combs's legendary white parties in the Hamptons were well known by many, including John Doe, the kind where countless celebrities would attend. In 1998, when John Doe was only 16 years old, he was recruited out of New York City, and indeed, while residing in New York City, received an invitation to one of Combs's parties through a mutual connection. When he received the invitation, he felt like he finally had the opportunity to rub shoulders with the who's who's of the industry. He thought it could be his chance to break into the music industry. Others from New York City received such an invitation to go to the Hamptons for the party. Indeed, many of those at the party were in fact New Yorkers. Says the party took place at Combs's mansion in the Hamptons. As John Doe entered, he spotted. Now, this is interesting. They're saying at Combs's mansion, but I remember reading somebody saying that he didn't have a mansion back then. Now, this is 1998. And the one they're talking about is the girl in 2000, the 13-year-old. They're saying somebody said he didn't even have a mansion back then. But this lawsuit says that he had a mansion in 98. So I don't know. Maybe he rented the mansion. I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up because some people are trying to match the timelines with the stories because Jay-Z has a lot of defenders online, more than I've seen for Diddy, even R. Kelly, honestly. Like, to be honest, R. Kelly had an army, but Jay-Z got one too. And some of these people are celebrities, but we'll get to that. Now, it says that as John Doe entered the mansion, he spotted countless celebrities and A-listers who formed the music and entertainment industry. He recognized faces he had seen on TV and on the big screen. As John Doe made his way through the crowd toward the restroom, he unexpectedly bumped into Combs. Shocked, John Doe found himself face to face with Combs, a titan industry, of course, at the time. And, this is what Combs was looking at him. All right. I lost my place. Okay. A titan in the industry standing right in front of him at his own party. Joe took a picture with Combs at the 1998 party, and this is him. And as you can see, he is a Caucasian, it looks like. Or at least he could be a Latino, but it looks like he is a Caucasian. Just like when you see Caucasians in the cases, just know this thing ain't gonna slide. It ain't gonna slide. Unfortunately, the way this works for us, but it says Combs interest in John Doe and wanted to talk to him. They walked to a more private area near the portable restrooms brought in for the party. There, John Doe told Combs he was a big fan of Combs and shared his dreams of becoming a star. Combs smiled, telling him he had potential and the look. When John Doe admitted his voice was not great, Combs assured him that did not matter. Combs made clear that the only thing that mattered was having the right look for the industry, and with it, Combs could transform Doe or anybody into a star. And see, this is how it worked. This is how people got trapped by the allure of the fact that they could be a big star too, whether you have talent or not. As long as you look good, I can make you a star, right? So despite the pleasant conversation which occurred, things took an unexpected turn for the worst. Combs abruptly told John Doe that he needed to drop his pants. John Doe, caught completely off guard, confusingly asked Combs to repeat himself. I'm like, excuse me? Combs made himself clear. He instructed John Doe to drop his pants and expose his penis so that Combs could inspect it, explaining it was a rite of passage and the route to becoming a star, and also as a way to prove himself. In quotes, it says, "Don't you want to break into the business?" Now, if he's saying this back in 98, that means everybody from this era, this period, moving forward, this is what they had to go through. He said it's a rite of passage. If we believe this guy, I believe it, this is the way it worked. It says Doe immediately felt uncomfortable, froze, and did not know what to do. Now, mind you, he's 16. We got to keep that in mind, okay? Combs remained calm and stood in front of him and stretched out his hand in a cupped position. Out of fear, anxiety, and an imbalanced power dynamic between himself and Combs, John Doe then dropped his pants and exposed his penis as Combs previously instructed. So he was put on the spot. He was asked something that he felt like was unheard of, but at the same time, he's being coaxed by Sean Diddy Combs to do it because this is the way the industry works. This is the way you become a star. That's pretty much what prompted him to do it. He's 16. He don't know. He's a kid.
Right.
All right. It says Combs moved closer and grabbed John Doe's penis and genitals with his hand. He firmly cupped and held on to John Doe's genitals for an extended period of time. During this time, Combs moved his hand in such a fashion to manipulate John Doe's genitals, squeezing and feeling them. Doe was only 16. Combs abruptly let go of John Doe's genitals and told him that his people would be in touch. Combs continued with his party as if nothing happened. But for John Doe, everything had changed. John Doe eventually recognized Combs sexually assaulted him by and through his power and influence over John Doe because he knew John Doe wanted to become a star. As a result of Combs' sexual assault onto John Doe while he was a minor, John Doe experienced damages including pain and suffering, mental anguish, physical impairment, and emotional torment. The interaction continues to humiliate and cause shame on John Doe. Because of Combs' power and notoriety, plaintiff was afraid to report what had happened. John Doe became yet another assault victim of Combs' through the same pattern of abuse and influence Combs exercised over others previously. So that's the kind of the gist of what the complaint is. I know a lot of people are going to be like, that ain't nothing. He dropped his pants. You know, he the one that dropped his pants and all he did was spill on him. Now, but you have to understand that is considered as assault. I think because first of all, he's a minor. And as a minor, you can't even give consent. You're a minor. So you are adult in the situation is the one that has to be responsible for their actions. He had no business putting his hands on that boy's penis and balls and whatever he was doing. And I don't know what he was looking for. Was he trying to see if he was going to get hard? Was he trying to make sure he didn't have any pebbles on his penis? What was he doing? And it doesn't say that he ever got a call back either. So I'm not sure, you know, what happened after the fact. It doesn't really, I don't think it says. However, just this was my example of showing what type of creep Diddy was and is, and how he preyed on minors. I'm pretty sure he knew that was a young boy.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was a Justin Bieber like boy. And this is, you know, apparently what he likes. So, you know, it's just
I know. I noticed a lot of the accusers, a lot of these bodyguards of Diddy's approaching these people saying, "Oh, you have the look." I noticed that's been they all done use that loosely, you know, luring these kids and adults to Diddy. I think Diddy cameras was working so good, he knew when that boy arrived. That's why because he just pops out of nowhere. Everybody's like, "Oh, I stumbled, I ran into him." You know, the place was so big, I don't even know how. He's coming out of secret walls or whatever because he knew that boy. He knew exactly what hallway to pop out on in front of him, and he intimidated. Intimidation can be like a scare tactic to somebody to make them feel uncomfortable and fear because they don't know what you about to do, what's going to happen. Or, you know, are they going to make it out of there? You know, it's just him and in a closed in area. You don't, you know, anxiety, probably heart racing. You don't know if you're going to make it out alive, what's planned, if somebody outside the door or what. So you kind of be forced to comply to, you know,
and also let's not forget, we got to keep in mind, 16 years old in this type of setting is very intimidating.
Yeah.
You're around all these stars. You're somewhere where you never thought you would be. You want to be a star yourself. He had obviously ambitions to become a star, and this is his moment. This is your moment.
Did you notice that boy's shirt was unbuttoned in the picture with him and Diddy?
Yeah, I did. I saw that. So, yeah, Diddy probably scoped him out and popped up on him. He probably saw him from afar, and he made sure he, you know, got in his face. So, you know, another thing that's going on with Jay-Z is that his lawyer says that, so it says new letter from Jay-Z's lawyer in Grape lawsuit says a woman contacted his office about her experience with Tony Busby. See, they're trying to make Tony Busby out to be some creep as well, and to be somebody who's unscrupulous and a dirty, somebody who plays dirty. So they're saying this woman, and mind you also, Busby let us know that Diddy's lawyers have been going after people in his workplace, past and present, family members, anybody connected to Tony Busby. They are questioning people, and they're, trying to get people to come out against him, which apparently looks like a couple of people have. Now, my thing is, we know that Jay-Z and them are probably also paying people. I'm going to just say, I'm pretty sure these people are getting offered money, because those investigators, they say those were Diddy's investigators. I believe he and Jay-Z might have been working together.
Yeah.
Because Jay-Z didn't want to be named. He knew it was coming though. So this letter, they're saying that within let me just open the letter.
And then, Jay-Z tried to do it sneakily. I know that's not a word. When Busby said it was, when they hit the tabloids, it was a high profile person that could afford just the most expensive attorney, filing a lawsuit against Tony Busby. And the whole time it was Jay-Z.
He tried to do it anonymously for sure.
So he doing some other anonymously behavior. They all alike. And they got his.
It was okay for him to do it anonymously, but they don't want any of these those to come forward anonymously. But I'm gonna read this letter that Tony Busby says Diddy's lawyer sent to Tony Busby, and this was on December 10th. And let me just make sure, writers. It says, a filing to the court in response to Tony Busby, Jane Doe versus Sean Carter. It says, Dear Honorable Judge Torres, on December 8th, 2024, plaintiff filed an amended complaint naming my client, Sean Carter, as a defendant in his lawsuit. On December 9th, 2024, we filed a motion seeking to have the court decline to permit the plaintiff in this case to proceed anonymously. As noted in that motion, plaintiff's attorney, Anthony Busby, has engaged in a campaign to leverage unfounded and heinous allegations against celebrities to secure large settlements. He seeks neither justice nor peace for his victims. He seeks only to benefit himself. On the afternoon of December 9th, 2024, and this was just yesterday, after we had submitted the motion and accompanying exhibits, our offices received outreach via phone, cell, and email from an individual who provided her name to us, though wishes to remain anonymous. So it's okay for her to remain anonymous, but you don't want these victims to remain anonymous. It says, Mari Henderson spoke to this woman, who informed Ms. Henderson that she had previously reached out to the Busby law firm with respect to allegations of trafficking and abuse unrelated to Mr. Combs or Mr. Carter. The Busby firm representatives with whom she spoke asked the woman when she met Diddy, even though her account did not relate to Mr. Combs at all. Members of the Busby firm encouraged this woman to pursue her claims anonymously, even though she did not have any interest in doing so. Yet she's doing it here. Okay, doesn't make sense. When the woman raised wanting to talk to law enforcement, she was informed that it was not encouraged. After several outreaches, the woman again spoke with members of Busby's firm who she felt were pressing her to make allegations of being rugged, held down, and physically assaulted, allegations that were not true. When the woman declined to adopt the version of events proposed by members of the Busby firm, she was summarily dropped as a client. Though the woman provided her identity to Ms. Henderson, she wishes to remain unnamed at this time for fear of retaliation by the Busby firm. The information provided by this woman is in the declaration of Mari Henderson attached as Exhibit A. So here they are bringing up some anonymous person who supposedly claims that Busby tried to get her to make up lies against Diddy. Now, this is ridiculous. You know what? I'm saying it's ridiculous because I told y'all yesterday I was involved in a big lawsuit. I was a plaintiff, and these lawyers, they do not just take on cases and make up stuff, because you got to prove it. The whole point is you have to be able to prove your allegations in order, whether it's civil or criminal, because it's going to get thrown out. This is a whole process. So for this person to say, oh, they wanted me to lie, and she wasn't even calling about Diddy. She had a whole other case. So they didn't ask her about the case she was calling about, because if she had a viable case, they would have vetted her for that case And if they wanted, or to take it on, they would have done so. Why would they then? They have enough clients against Diddy. Why would they need to encourage somebody who's calling on some whole other case to lie about Diddy, who had no connection to Diddy? She has no proof of anything. There's no story to it either. Even if she didn't have evidence, she don't even have a story, a narrative of her own. So that I don't believe it. I believe they are making this up, and that if they're paying people to make Busby look not credible, and because they want a dismissal, they have asked for a speedy hearing. They want to have the judge dismiss this thing right away. So, and at the same time, reveal who the Jane Doe is too. All right. Let me make sure that's all we got for this in this moment. Oh, there's some. Let me see what y'all talking about in these comments. What's going on, Queen Keish? Let's see. Queen said, hey, well, Faye is asking, I wonder how Diddy will react to Jay-Z. Well, Diddy actually made a statement through his lawyers about Jay-Z's being added to the lawsuit. I'm going to read that in a second. Queen Keish said he had a mansion because he had Biggie money after he passed in 97. Ooh, you so right, child. This is a new lawsuit. Yeah, it's a new lawsuit. This is for the lawsuit that Jay-Z is filed against Busby. Okay. Oh, you're talking about the boy. Okay. You said you heard it before? Okay. Yeah, that was not a new lawsuit that I read about the boy, the 16-year-old boy. No, it was already filed. Faye said, makes you wonder who they're going to name next. It's getting even crazier. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that too, because we have an idea. Well, Wayne, yeah, definitely like this video. Thank you so much. What's going on, Army Green? You said he was feeling the weight of that boy's piece. Feeling the weight, right? He didn't meet the weight requirement. So he probably didn't call back after that. You said, as you read it, I could picture Diddy cupping that boy with his mouth watering. Child. And Diddy is definitely a creeper. Okay. All right. Let's see. Here we go. Queen Key said all he did is disgusting. He was grooming. R. Kelly did the same test. Wow. Queen said even if the boy wasn't gay, because Diddy tried to make him gay like him. That's what he did to Lil Rod.
I think it obviously the lawyers are dangerous too. I just think it's about to get so crazy and so treacherous the closer superseding indictment comes in a trial.
Oh yeah. Queen said sure it was. I was super shy at 16. I probably would have fainted, child. At 16. Something like that happened to me. Or scratched his eyes out.
Yeah.
Queen said same line as where the parents. Where the parents. Most teen kids are timid around a bunch of adults. Yeah. They said they should make celeb B reveal their identity. Well, she might have paid the fee because they approached them first to say, look, if you don't want us to name you in this, then you can just pay the accuser out, and we'll not name you. So I'm thinking that she must have decided to pay out. What's going on, KK?
That must be like when a lot of people settle out of court. That's what happens.
Oh,
okay.
Since it's a civil, it's civil, and the procedure is to mediate first.
Okay.
My class action that I talked about, we got that couple millions. Well, not we, because I didn't get the couple million. Class action suit is, you put everybody up under the umbrella. All the people who, can be attached to the suit, who also suffered the same stuff under the person, they get attached. So there could be hundreds of people, So as the lead, I got broke off a little something, but I definitely didn't get as much as the lawyers. That's for sure.
I had a question. I'm not. I hope I'm wording it right. What if? Okay, Tony Busby did announce that some of his clients have been talking and cooperating with the feds, with their claims and everything. So I'm wondering, we don't know which client it is, that has been collaborating with the feds. Now, it takes me back to the R. Kelly case because there was some victims that even R. Kelly had federal and civil cases. So I'm thinking that they probably gave permission. Now, names are being released probably soon, maybe because of this investigation. The female haven't been revealed yet, but in time probably will be. But they still are able to do a civil lawsuit, even though that in the future is about to be a federal charge. So is that possible, or am I making sense?
So you're saying that what
what Jay-Z's facing with Diddy, and then the third.
Let me flush it out real quick, and then you clarify. So are you saying that the female in the civil suit who's not being named, who may not be named because she could have paid out, to the accuser, could be named in a federal criminal suit if it gets picked up?
Like how the feds do investigation and they tell certain people, whether it's attorneys or not, that they can publicly, say names or say pursue forward now because we're done with the evidence you gave us and talking to your clients. You can go ahead and pursue with your lawsuit with them, and then, or if it's other parties involved in that claim, don't say this person name because we're still, working on, with what they're involved in as far as because they involved with some other stuff too with Diddy's case. Like what if it's J-Lo? J-Lo might be part of another video and, they probably told Tony Busby, don't say her name just yet.
Well, it sounds like Tony Busby is not, it sounds like these are separate entities, and Tony Busby, that could be the case. I don't know because they're saying the government works covertly, so we would not know if that's happening. If they're talking to Tony Busby and saying these things, we don't know. It could be possible, but at the same time, like I said, if she's not being named, we already know that they've been contacted, and we already know that Tony Busby said, if you don't want to be named, then you need to settle.
Okay.
So that could be why Jay-Z obviously did not settle. He said he's not. He said, I'm not giving him a red cent. So this is why this happened with him. Sounds to me like the female celebrity settled, because otherwise she would have also been named by this point. Unless, like you said, the feds behind the scenes said, listen, she in another case. So, but I don't think so though, because the federal criminal case is a separate entity. So I don't see that. But speaking of J-Lo, I'm gonna play this little nugget. Okay. What happened to it? Hold on. Got a couple of things here.
That's bold. Jay-Z need to take this seriously and stop doing this bullying stuff, because this was straight charge of grapes, the grapevine. You know what I mean? It wasn't just in big bold black all cap across everybody's screen, whether it's your phone, your TV, whatever, for the world to see. And it's just him. They did his lawyer too. They just joking around. To me, it's just like joking around. And you making up lies, talking about the prosecutors doing this. Now you saying that Tony Busby paying people to make up fake lawsuits. Like that's, to me, you just toying around, and he's facing real charges.
Very serious charges. So somebody posted on X 2000 MTV Awards. This is where the 13-year-old girl says she was trying to get into, but she saw the limo driver and then everything happened. They're saying that a year later is when Aaliyah died. And later that night, Diddy and Jay-Z graped a 13-year-old girl at the after party where one female celebrity watched, allegedly, and they posted a side-by-side pic of him and J-Lo because they were together. They were together at the award show. They were together at the after party. People have already been putting stuff out about them being together at these parties. And there wasn't just one after party, but I'm pretty sure the very normal after party There's people with pictures that it probably didn't happen there because it wasn't. It was at a lounge or a restaurant or a club. But let's see.
Oh, like how he did out here in Vegas. He had like 3 parties. One of the years it was another VMA, and he was at Planet Hollywood, a mansion, and I forgot where else.
Okay, yeah. So somebody said, "Oops, eyewitness confirms J-Lo was at Diddy's 2000 VMAs after party. Allegedly, a female A-lister was present when Diddy and another celebrity raped that 13-year-old girl." Orlando Davis said he saw Jennifer Lopez and Diddy hugged up and live sex at the private 2000 VMAs. And I think I played this before, but I'm gonna play
a lot of
this.
talk about the Diddy freak off parties, and there's been another perspective that was given to it by one of the comedians that was doing like a kind of like podcast, and he's like, man, it's comedian Jeff Wittick, and he said, man, a freak off party in Miami, it was at a mansion that was like 8 stories high.
Wow.
And he said it just kept going up higher, and the higher you went up, the freakier it got. And he said it was like, he said it was a lingerie part, like a pajama part.
Okay.
And he was telling them that, he said, we were like, you don't understand these Diddy parties. I don't understand it because I saw live sex happening that night, and it was the first time I had ever seen that in my life. Did I partake? No. But he said, I definitely got drunk, and it was crazy to see.
Yeah.
And I told you guys at that after party for the VMAs when we were in New York, that's when I saw the model dude who was Pamela Lee Anderson was dating this model dude, Shackelford or whatever at the time. Ryan Shackelford, I believe his name was. He was just some big white dude that looked like Baywatch. Okay. He was just a good looking dude. And they were full on. Like me and Fred, how crazy is this? Me and Fred Durst.
Okay. Okay.
I swear to God,
we're watching them.
Me and Fred. All right, so there's a couch area. There's a bunch of bottles. There's a club, and it's a private party. So everybody in there is a guest of this party. It's Diddy's after party.
Gotcha.
And that was the day that when you saw, if you Google J-Lo and Diddy, you'll see them in all white with her with a white headband that was bedazzled or whatever.
Yes.
So that was that night.
Okay.
So they're up in the booth, standing up with the bottles, and they hugged up, and the stars everywhere. So we're upstairs, and in a VIP area, Pamela Anderson is on something.
Okay.
And the dude that she was with, Shackelford or somebody like that, was next to her, and he was in his bag too.
Okay.
All of a sudden, they start kissing. And I'm like standing there looking down at everybody downstairs, and then I look over and see that, and I look to my right, and Fred Durst is looking at it too. I'm like, it's like a movie right here. He's like, I know. He's like, it get any better. I'm just gonna sit down and find some popcorn. And so we looked over there again, and he's under her like business.
Oh wow.
Like they going heavier, like where it's like they don't care.
The rounding second
and so I laughed, and Fred did crisscross applesauce right in front of him and just sat down and started watching it like it was theater. And so I sat down right next to him, Indian style. So we like sitting there and watching, and it went down like right in front of us. And I'm like, you have splash guard.
Yeah, some people are probably going ew right now, but that's Pamela Anderson.
It was Pamela, and it was during her height too.
Yeah.
This was like a huge Pamela Anderson. This wasn't like the old lady Pamela Anderson is doing documentaries. This is like this,
Post tape.
Yeah, this is post tape.
Oh, yeah.
No, wait, no, I don't think this is post tape. I think this was at her height though.
You said Pamela Lee.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was Pamela Anderson.
Okay.
But now I see her as Pamela Lee.
Okay, cool.
But I'm saying now I see her as Pamela Lee, but then I saw a lot more.
You saw a lot more when that
was I saw her in the carriage. You know, like I mean, adults don't really get into the fang bang like that. Yeah. But it was
you've always heard about these sex parties before, like even in in California. You've heard about it with like Elon Musk and stuff like that. Just you've heard these alleged stories that go on, and they were really into it.
Now there's
LA's freaky place.
Yeah.
I mean, but I mean, hell, you got the Playboy Mansion out there. That was the root of a lot of those stories.
Don't blame California.
Right. Leave Cali out of that. Shout out to California. I love y'all culture.
These things have been going on though for a long time. Now, as far as the sex party goes, and Pamela Lee Anderson, she's since moved to Canada. Okay. Years ago, I think she said, I think she saw this coming. to be honest. And it sounds like the way he described it, she was probably on rugs, and whether she would or whether it was consensual rugs, probably so, because she was, she was a big celebrity, and that's kind of what they getting into.
I was trying to remember, somebody interviewed a female, I don't remember who, probably within the past 2 weeks, was saying about they was like, how many after parties is it? It sounds like it's different levels to the sex freak offs. And they said, yeah, if you at the after party, that's kind of like just the regular stuff. Then there's after, he has a time like after party, and then it's like the highest level when he was mentioning is 8 floors up, whatever. The higher you went, the more crazier it got. But if you make it all the way to the top, or they were saying like the last stage, which is a lot of abnormal things or whatever, or bizarre, crazy stuff, the craziest things you can see, meaning that that's where the NDAs really come in at. And it's like, you're not going to just be allowed to watch and stand around. You're going to have to participate because you're still here. Everybody else left and you're here. And this is the time zone that we're in. And it's, so I believe it. I believe it.
And for those of you, or those people who don't believe that they would do this to a 13-year-old or have this type of behaviors towards a 13-year-old, I'm going to show y'all this video. Somebody posted this from the year 2003. This is, it says, Diddy invites 13-year-old Drea Chase, she's an actress, to his 2003 VMAs after party with Ashton Kutcher and Danny Masterson in attendance. Now, we know Danny Masterson is spending time in prison now. I don't think he's getting out for grape. So, but let's.
Oh, this is the one. Yeah, I want to see this.
Let's play this real quick. It's only 42 seconds.
Oh.
So good. You're doing so good.
I just want to say, everyone will suffer. Do you remember worried?
After party alone. Yeah.
So so he said, you want to come to an after party, little mama? And she shook her head, yeah. And look how he was acting like, okay, it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick. Sick.
And he all like, he did just out of line. That's so out of line.
I think she was in a scary movie. I think that line she quoted is from whatever the movie she was. I have looked her up, but she's on.
Is that the girl that played in The Exorcism or the Potter?
I don't know. Her name is, yeah, I'll look her up, Drea Chase. But yeah, so this is in public at an award show. He's literally openly inviting her to an after party and being creepy. And Ashton Kutcher and Danny Masterson. Come on now. People want to say, oh no, this never. Yeah, well. Okay, let me see what y'all talking about. Let's see. So Queen said there needs to be criminal charges. So I think what happened, just like with Cassie's lawsuit, Cassie filed her suit. 24 hours later, it was settled. But then the feds picked it up. So you know, they can file all the civil suits they want to, but the feds are gonna come knocking if there's proof enough.
Yeah.
So, Queen said, how can you pay out for a minor? The justice system ain't shit. Well, because it's a civil suit, and the minor, she was a minor at the time, not currently a minor. Now, if she was currently a minor coming forward saying this happened to me last week, then it would be a criminal. I doubt that he would do civil at that point. It would go to the police. But this happened years ago, 20 years ago. So, but I do want to show that surprise witness. She has a YouTube channel. She used to be a lawyer. And she responded to somebody who actually asked that question. Let me see if I have that here.
I don't know how somebody can sleep at night.
Let's see.
Well, obviously they're into kids too, because I just don't understand how you could just sleep at night and have a right sound mind, all and that don't bother you, haunt you, and then you actually just stayed and witnessed. I just don't understand it. I just don't.
Okay, let me see. Let me find that post. The surprise witness. Here she is. So somebody, oh, so I just had it right here. So basically, somebody asked about that. Like, well, how can you,
Right.
this should be criminal, not civil. And she said, y'all have got to learn that this is not how it works. For the love of God, you think any and everybody gets to just decide to file a criminal case? You realize Busby is a private plaintiff's lawyer, right? You realize he isn't the same as the SDNY, right? This seems like you don't. So yeah, anybody could sue anybody, and that's and this is going to be civil. But when you're talking about a criminal case, that's a different animal. So people who just flippantly say, well, she should have sent this to criminal court, it's just not how it works, especially when you're working 20 years later. So I also want to, let's see, what's my next thing on here? Hold on. So you guys, I don't know if you know that Blue Ivy, Jay-Z's daughter, she was a voice of one of the characters. I think the baby, the Simba. I'm not sure which character. Nyla, maybe. She was one of the characters in the Mufasa sport that just came out. And they were at the red carpet last night. Like nothing happened. Like there was no filed lawsuit or nothing.
Right.
But I'm gonna just play this. Not a care in the world. So Jay-Z, despite being served with this suit, he got to support his daughter. I guess what else we gonna say about that? It looked like he was wiping tears too, probably from the lawsuit, more so than the event.
Well, speaking of Blue Ivy, I did Google just now, and because according to Urban Dictionary, Latin terms and saying her name backwards does mean Lucifer's daughter.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's Urban Dictionary, and then there's other sites, and it's all saying the same thing.
That is insane,
isn't it? And it immediately pulls up. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Here's some pictures from these table girls from here are some photos from the 2004 Diddy sacrifice party. They say this is where I think this is Misha. This is the one Misha said this was her. This one here, we got the bits blurred out, so hopefully YouTube don't get me for it.
Right.
And if you look at the people who are standing there, so here's Diddy. It looked like toasting, and we got all these people, white, black, everything, old, young. And right here we got I don't know who this guy. He looks kind of familiar.
Yeah, he does.
And it looks like it's a candle.
Is that Fabulous? No, that's not Fabulous.
No. But
that's the candle wax.
Yeah, so they're calling it a sacrifice party. So yeah, I guess he's going to pour candle wax on her. I'll have to say it kind of looked like her forehead, Misha. I mean, we got Will Smith there, Vivica Fox.
Oh.
This is what's his name? Charlie Sheen, and what is this actor's name right here? I cannot think of his name, but I know I cannot think of his name, but on the left, y'all know his face.
I can't think of his name either. But girl, this is you. And they do serve drinks to minors and stuff because that video that I sent you at a what was it New Year's party, but it was also Quincy's party, birthday or however, and as well as I think Cassie kept saying happy birthday or whatever to her as far as Diddy on the microphone when he announced it's time for the party. They were giving him bottles and shots. He was, and there was other kids and boys on dancing outside of the mansion with other celebrities, like the girl from Total. They showed the waitress, his workers, his staff passing out liquors to the little young boys that I know for sure wasn't nowhere near 16.
Mm-hmm. I believe it.
And he just screaming and hollering, yeah, it's party, yeah. He told the people, y'all standing around not doing nothing, y'all get y'all cool ass the fuck out. That's what he said on the microphone. Diddy said it. He said it. Nobody else.
I remember that. I saw that.
I said, wow, it's been in our face for like a while. And it's like we saw it, but we didn't really see it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, some people still don't want to see it, even though it's
yeah,
really out there. Now, the NFL might be one of those people because they said in a statement, this is from Billboard magazine, that Jay-Z and NFL to continue Super Bowl halftime partnership. They say it's been a mutually positive relationship. Roger Goodell confirmed that the two sides will continue working together during the NFL's owners meeting in Atlanta. So this relationship is not going nowhere, despite people really calling for the NFL to drop Jay-Z. And a lot of these people is because they don't want Kendrick to perform. I would say Drake is probably behind a lot of the hubbub behind that, because he definitely does not want Kendrick performing Not Like Us at the Super Bowl. He's fighting tooth and nail to get this thing to be interrupted. But they say that during the NFL's owners meeting in Atlanta, this is actually before, wait a minute now, I just saw the date.
mm-hmm.
It says that this meeting happened on October 15th. Now, this is before this lawsuit. Let me see, when is this? Yeah, I didn't notice that. Okay, well, my bad. But at that time, they're saying it don't matter what's going on with what y'all want. Y'all not gonna get no Lil Wayne. You gonna still get what we gonna give you. So it will be interesting then to see what they do moving forward now that this lawsuit stuff has been coming up. Now, I don't know. They probably don't want to do anything. It's kind of close to Super Bowl's in February. Actually, what's her name? Jay-Z also has a Christmas performance with this. It says something about some type of halftime performance for the Christmas performance that Jay-Z's that Beyonce scheduled for, and they're saying that might be on shaky ground. But I guess we're gonna see.
I believe it may not happen. This just hit yesterday with Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what might happen behind the scenes, and if then we don't know the seriousness. Now that it's been alluded, this might be male victim, and Busby and have not ruled out criminal charges and stuff. If this rabbit holes go deep, like how we're presuming that it's gonna get, and more treacherous, honey, the NFL not gonna be choosing Jay-Z over what the people is saying or wishing and hoping for his be. And then I don't like it how a lot of these fanatic fans, diehard fans, a lot of them diehard fans is not just their higher team, as far as Jay-Z and Diddy and them, hollering about, oh, they're so powerful. Obviously, Diddy's not that powerful because his ass is still locked the fuck up. Jay-Z, to me, is not that. None of them is that powerful. It's the people that's been protecting them is the powerful people. The ones that would take your ass down because they brought you in. Those are the powerful people, not Diddy and Jay-Z. They want to give Jay-Z all this power, saying, oh, he ain't gonna be, you know, like, oh, Tony Busby done messed with the wrong one. Jay-Z so powerful, he make a phone call, make blink once, and he shutting stuff down. Nah, because it didn't stop from the word the grapevine. I heard it through the grapevine, all across the globe, the universe see it. Even the animals in the wild jungle seen it, because you know they have the drums out there, so they spelled it out in the ocean for the fishes. You ain't that powerful, and you're not that important. And I don't think NFL will want to take that chance. As the NFL, man, Jay-Z be tossed up out of there. Mutual agreement to go from a mutual departure quicker than he could say his name.
Well, I'll be damned. Y'all got some interesting things to say. I've been putting it on the screen.
To me, all that stuff go out the window. Powerful, my ass. How are you powerful? Half of the time, these celebrities don't even own the homes that they're in because it was funded through the record label and executive CEO or whatever else, and higher up and all that stuff. We found out that Diddy ass didn't own shit, not even his raggedy ass liquor, but he was running around here punk faking. So we don't know what the hell Jay-Z been punk faking about. I mean, are they really as wealthy as they say they are? I mean, you got Diddy supposed to be allegedly this billionaire, and he should have been having something stashed away, and his son's car is getting repoed. The daughters have to look for a rental property. If you know, I don't understand. So I don't understand. The math ain't mathing.
50 Cent's gonna talk about that a little bit. I'm gonna play a clip of his interview with Big Boy, who has a radio show. I don't know if y'all have, if it's national or if it's just here in LA. Let me just pull that up real quick.
And what the number one most powerful person and entity that can't nothing and nobody touch, even the higher ups, is the divine, beautiful heavenly Father above.
Of course. 50 Cent. Well, let me play, before I play 50 Cent, I want to play Slim Thug.
I love me some 50 Cent, boy. Woo.
Slim Thug's bum ass, always on the wrong side of things.
Yes.
This is what he has to say.
Not guilty. I don't believe that, but yeah, we'll continue to see try to take down black billionaires, and everybody gonna cheer them off for allegations with no criminal cases or none of that shit. See, yeah, man, I've been telling y'all how them lawyers do. I already know how that shit go. They try to get money, get settled, because they know public opinion gonna kill them anyway. Whether you're innocent or not, by the time the blogs get done, you're gonna be, yeah, but shit all fake anyway. Jay-Z
said it's fake, and he said he's innocent. Now it kills me when people just really flagrantly just out there, he's innocent. He's innocent. Like, you with a person 24/7 to see everything they doing. You don't know what he did. And this is back in 2000. Now, the first person said, didn't he apologize to Cassie for saying the same thing about Diddy? Because he did the same thing when the Cassie stuff came out, until that video came out, and he had to apologize and eat his words. But here he is. He ain't learned nothing.
He trying to stay relevant in the damn internet.
Free click. But wrong side. Just don't say nothing. If you're not gonna at least say, well, let's wait to see what the courts, have.
Right.
Then just shut up. Now I want to hear what
you're going into the Jay-Z thing. Yeah. So recently we just saw, which we look at the accusation. Yeah. And we're gonna get to Diddy as well, but you look at the accusation. And there's an accusation about Jay-Z and Diddy and a teenager, 14-year-old. Right. And we were speaking about just the statement. Right. The statement, you were saying you felt that was calculated.
That statement is something from, you can tell it was written by a lawyer. Because there's a point where it kind of gets aggressive. He says, you're gonna find out like how I'll handle this. And that's an attorney want to be combative with another attorney. That's not like your publicist would say this. Yeah.
When you see things like this, Fifth, and there's times when, like, I saw this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is on your this is on 50? Yeah, it says I don't know what's going on, but are we still gonna have the Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm asking for Kendrick. Right. I'm just trying to figure out if we're still doing everything the way. Because look, they will fall back. The NFL, they won't necessarily be associated to that.
Right. Why do you not insert yourself, but you're on top of every topic, right?
Yeah. I'm just watching. I'm being participating. I'm being part of the culture. I'm just telling my opinion.
Right.
Look, this is
You're part of the culture.
Like I can't say anything now. I'm out of it. I'm like I'm going to Dre's studio and just sit with Dre a little
Right.
bit. And then maybe I stay out of trouble.
You're going into the Jay-Z thing.
Yeah.
So recently we just saw, which I can't. We look at the accusations, and we're gonna get to Diddy as well. But you look at the accusations, and there's an accusation about Jay-Z and Diddy and a teenager, 13-year-old.
Right.
And we were speaking about just the statement.
Right.
The statement you were saying you felt like that was calculated.
That was that the statement is something from, you can tell it was written by a lawyer, because there's a point where it kind of gets aggressive. He says like you're gonna find out like how I'll handle this. Like, and that's an attorney want to be combat.
Okay, I guess that played already. I have another one where he goes into the fact that he owns his stuff.
You're going into the Jay-Z thing.
Yeah.
So recently we just saw.
That's not it. So you were talking about how, they don't really own anything. These people are influencers. They're just like celebrities, but they're influencers at the end of the day for the most part. And they're just the face of things. They're not really owners.
Right.
But I can't find it. But what's his name? 50 said, I own my brands. Like I learned from this, and I am an owner. So nobody can do this to me. He said nobody can play me. Let me see if this
publicist wouldn't say this.
Right. No, but you told us before, you said, sometimes you'll say things because you're being bullied.
Yeah.
You know how we'll say, oh, bully and
all
petty.
The time, like when that happens, as soon as that happens, you know what happens in my timeline? Oh yeah, you think it's funny? You're next, buddy.
Right.
Like I'd be like, oh shoot.
So you feel bullied.
Yes, I'm getting pushed around here.
Hey, man, do you see any of the comments where people are like, yeah, when that dropped, this is the first place I came?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that was coming in. Like I put up an ad.
Right.
That's the least thing that people like when you got professional pictures that don't have flaws in them. They don't want to see that. They want to see your actual lifestyle. Right. So I put a professional picture like this. Leave me alone, people, because I know you're looking for what I'm gonna say. And then I put the next picture up and say, 50 Cent Action TV.
Right.
Don't come to my page looking for trouble.
Right.
Marketing genius.
Yeah. No, but you told us before, you said, sometimes you'll say things because you're being bullied.
Yeah.
You know how we'll say, oh, bully and
all
petty.
The time, like when that happens, as soon as that.
What do you feel about just that whole thing, man?
Look. As much as people feel like I don't like, I haven't had issues with Puffy. I don't like him like that. Like I don't like things that he would do,
right,
and make me uncomfortable.
So we're speaking on Diddy. We're speaking on Puff.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't have that thing where we ain't had no thing. I wasn't sending nothing at him, big. If it was on the street side like that, we would be actively doing things to each other.
Right.
And we wasn't doing it. Right. So it gets to with Jay, that's definitely not. It's just being competitive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I look at it, I go, whoa. So I always go into what would I do in a situation like this? Like when that type of thing happens. Like, and I'm going,
What did you feel about just that whole thing, man? But you will meet people.
I don't know. I hope things are all right for him internally.
Speaking on,
I mean, at the crib, because in the statement they mentioned this.
Oh, you talking Jay?
His daughter would, because she about 13,
right?
So it's the same age as his kids. When you saying he did something to him.
Do you ever feel like, man, like there's just so much gotcha that goes on?
Yeah, I mean, look,
right now
it's not. We live in a climate that it's not even what you did. It's what they said you did.
Right.
Right. So it's like the damage is already done by the allegation itself. Like so, if that, like when they say extortion, that means if they've made an amount big, if they talked settlement or sent settlement notices that had an amount in it, it feels like extortion.
Right.
Because you know the damage it does if it does come out public. If there's no amount mentioned, and then that's just a tactic. I hope things are all right for him internally.
Speaking on, pull in court, and you will do lawsuits yourself, which I love.
Yeah, no,
yeah, you be like, man,
I could.
Yeah,
I spend $1 million a year. I keep legal counsel year round. So No, I'm gonna sue you as often as you think you would sue me.
Right.
Like that, because it'll look and it's once you got the package, you become a target for the attorneys. You know who's gonna benefit the most from Puffy's situation right now? The lawyers. They're gonna look for $5,000 per hour. 4 lawyers, 5 lawyers at a time, just to come back for bail hearings and stuff like that. So we spent a lot of money.
Do you think Puff is cooked?
I'm not sure if he's cooked. I'm not sure how bad that it is when you know what, when we think of all of those different allegations that pile up, he's cooked.
Right.
But I don't know how much of that turns into actually like what he's up against.
Right. But you will meet people in court and you will do lawsuit.
Where was that?
That's your background I was hearing. I was like, what is that noise?
That's the people upstairs. I'm sorry. I forgot.
No, it's all good.
I had tuned.
Faye has commented something about Christian Combs just broke. You said looks like Christian's joining his daddy soon.
Ooh.
Now when I saw that, I Googled, I didn't see anything, and I went to CNN's website. I didn't see anything new. Are you talking about the fact that he was served papers for the SA charge? I mean, it's SA filing.
Is that sit down with 50 Cent? Was that on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram?
Yeah, all of the above.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
The actual interview. Yeah, it's probably on YouTube. It's Big Boy he has a radio show.
Okay, Big Boy
in the morning.
I couldn't remember his name. You know, when I worked at the strip club, when 50 they were doing walkthroughs and everything with Mayweather, he was always respectful, and you really don't hardly like physically see him because he has his guards around him. But I never, to this day, anybody that I ever, he was just known to always be respectful. He wasn't wild, hollering and all that, jumping up. He didn't let the girls was not allowed to. If they did go to VIP area, you don't touch them, you don't dance on them. You just strictly keep it professional, Now, other people, the celebrities that came on the other hand, they want to get throwing the money on, just doing all kind of crazy stuff and jumping around and carrying on. But he was always respectful. He spoke to me once and he had his guard tap me. I was on my way to the bar and telling me that he liked how the outfit that I had on, because I changed my outfit like 3 times.
Oh shit. Okay, well, it's good to know that he, don't be acting a fool. I don't get that from him. But you never know, again, with these people, what they do in other moments or behind, we never know. So but I'm glad he wasn't disrespectful to you.
I know the manager tried to, I remember one time hearing when the manager was oh, if y'all gonna be good, I can send some girls to y'all room. Where you staying at, man? And he said, no, I don't need nobody coming nowhere. I'm good. He told him, I'm good. Now, whatever Mayweather do is his business, but I don't need you to send nobody nowhere.
Okay.
And the manager was like, oh, I'm sorry, no disrespect, so I mean, I don't know. That was just that time. I don't know what people do after that.
Yeah, I mean, that was your experience, and I mean, that's a plausible thing, and it's something to applaud.
Yeah,
but like I said, somebody else might be listening and saying, "Well, that nigga was rude as fuck to me, and he was disrespectful to me." So it's just
he didn't drink. He did not drink.
He doesn't. He says he doesn't drink. He says he's sober because he know why he is, because he knows what goes on in the industry. Once they get you plowed, they put you on video doing crazy things. So Faye, you saying you shared it to my channel?
Very militant too, but they say.
Hold on, where did you share it at, Faye? Because I don't. Where to my channel? Did you email it? Because I don't see anything. Okay, so I want to move on to Drea Kelly because my time is cutting down here.
Okay, I'm on Google.
R. Kelly's ex-wife is doing a new interview with Carlos King. I didn't watch the whole interview. I think Queen Keish, you said you watched it and you cried, girl.
She finally got her hair pretty. Drea need to wear her hair like that more often.
I do feel like you're very misunderstood.
Because y'all judge something you don't know. You have to know what's at the root of your tree to know why you bear the fruit that you do. What was at the root of my tree was abuse. The fruit of my tree was being in an abusive relationship. all want to judge the branches.
Obviously, your ex-husband is R. Kelly. How did it all come about? He approached you.
Carlos, I met him when I was 19. And then you meet this man in a position of power, and people don't understand. It's just Cassie going against Puff. The web is so big, you have the money to make me disappear.
Who was he before he first put his hands on you?
I don't know if there was really a know who he was. Most women, we don't know the difference between a charming man and a cunning man. Relationships are one of two ways. A healthy relationship are good days with bad moments. Toxic relationships are bad days with good moments. You don't even know you're in something toxic. And 9 times out of 10, you have been somehow exposed to it in your life. Like for me, it was my grandfather.
You saw your grandfather hit your grandmother.
I look, and it is my grandfather choking my grandmother, banging her head against the glass pane door. So that seed was planted in me. So the way I grew up was to not love myself, to not think I'm worthy, and to feel that there's no escape from this. Because not only is it my grandfather, it's my mother. Now it's my husband. So here we are, 2 broken kids. You add fame, money, and then a record label that don't give 2 fucks about whether you're healthy or not. We need you to stay as sick as you are, because as sick as you are makes us money. At the end of the day, this is so much bigger than my ex. This is bigger than an R. Kelly. This is bigger than a Puff. This is so much bigger than what people understand. There's this vicious web. And you have them, the celebrity who's in the middle. Everybody gets paid off of our abusers being who they are. But when people are like, why is she coming forward now? No, I came forward a long time ago. Y'all chose not to listen. And I will be made out to look like, oh, she just the jaded wife who wanted money. She ain't getting money. And then you have women actually say things like that on social media. More of an advocate for him and do more of his work than he was.
People have commented that your kids are grown. Why do you still carry R. Kelly's last name?
How would you feel if your name is Brown and your kid's name is Brown, and your family goes through something, you tell your kids, oop, you were Brown by yourself, I'm out. I don't want, no.
You being trapped in the house where you saw women come in on a regular basis.
I don't even know where that came from.
How did you escape him?
My daughter says to her dad, Daddy, why are you being mean? Why are you talking to my mommy like that? And he told my daughter, she know what the fuck she did. I said, God, I would rather die with me than die because I sleep.
Your daughter recently revealed that her father molested her. Were you aware of that?
Okay, what do we think about this?
Now, everybody different. I wouldn't keep the last name, and if I could afford it, I would get. When she said she didn't want to remove her last name, the kids still had it. I think I probably changed all of our last name, but when I saw the documentary on her daughter, I could be woman enough to admit y'all publicly, because I had my differences about Drea because of how she presented herself in her delivery. But when I seen that documentary, I kind of understand. I could see where she's coming from, and my heart goes out to her because I seen this another side, and it's like, nah, I got it now. I feel bad for her, and you just never know how somebody feel. And I think a lot of her antics, or maybe it's antics to me, or silly ways, or however that's probably like her way of dealing with certain things or coping with things, and that's how she handled it. You know how some people laugh, that's their way, nervous laughing or something, or they'll do something, but that's just how they're able to deal with certain things. And so it won't be too bad for him. So I think when she says stuff like, oh, that was your dad, I was just the wife, like I used to just get so offended by it. Like, how can you separate yourself from but and I don't know behind closed doors from what, the little bit that they did give us insight on. And she was, that's like living in fear for your life. And, you just don't know if it's my life. And I know what that's like. I don't like closed doors to this day, So We don't. It probably was worse. You know, we found out when R. Kelly got arrested during trial. It was, you know, the divorce. Well, what was it called? Guys, down divorce decree or whatever. It was sealed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, at the time R. Kelly had the money, like, and then that just made my hair stand up. She said, "You have the money and power and the resources to make me disappear." Taking back to what that KK told the victim in the that got set up at the boy house when the girl called Diddy out on Tupac and said how they could ship her away in the container and stuff. You know, that's hair raising.
Yep. She said across the world, child. You'll never
Yes.
be seen.
Yes.
So there is a full interview, I believe, on YouTube. Carlos King has a channel, a YouTube channel. So if you want to see the full
And she
interview,
looks good. That's the
yes, she
truth.
does. Finally took the ponytail out. I see.
Yeah, she should have been. This is her. To me, that's beautiful, Drea. I can say that. Yep, she'll probably like, bitch, you call me all kind of names back in. But today you're not. I like the green on her. She looks absolutely beautiful. She doesn't look like this. Oh, it's a female R. Kelly.
Exactly. I was looking for it looks like I was on YouTube on my iPad, but it looks like people are reporting.
Yeah, I was trying to
it says that hold on. A 9-year-old male comes forward against Jay-Z.
What?
I'm seeing Jay-Z and Busby both paying victims to lie, and then somebody else said that it came out that Jay-Z is paying victims to lie. So this is not looking good for Jay-Z, y'all. I'm gonna have to get out of here, but I'm going to look into what is going on now because it looks like something's already new happening. So this thing got several moving parts, and it's going on and on. Like this is like a never-ending. I mean, it just got started, but at the same time, it's like, is it ever going to end?
It's mixed articles. It's some saying 8 hours ago, Christian Cone saying, will he be in the cell soon? You know, and then it's articles from 5 days ago. So
I don't. Okay, let me look again.
I think now,
what's the platform you saw that on?
I'm seeing sites that I haven't seen before, as far as Google with Christian Combs. 8 days ago. Oh, that's 8 days ago. Where's the one from 8 hours ago?
You're saying something new.
One from 8 hours ago.
Okay, well, I do see some YouTube stuff, but it's not like it's like 2 days ago. King Combs to be arrested next after shocking yacht footage, but it has a question mark. Anytime you see a headline with a question mark, it's not a real headline. This is somebody.
Oh, okay. So this one has a question mark. Okay,
yeah, question marks don't count.
Okay.
All right. So you got your last words because I'm gonna get up out of here. I will be back, like I said, tonight. I'm gonna recap the whole Jamie Foxx special in case you don't have Netflix or can't watch it for whatever reason you're at work. I'm gonna tell you how it went, and I'm gonna have a couple audio clips. So be sure to be subscribe if you haven't, and join us tonight. Any last words, love?
Just peace and love, everybody.
Peace and love is right. Until next time, y'all. Bye.